Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This will be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today we're going to do a guide on one of the champs in the epic category, which is probably one of the most underrated champions in the game, especially for clan boss. So we're going to do a guide on Doompriest. Now, a lot of people ask me, how do you deal with the negative affinity clan bosses that pop up when you get past Void? And for me, so what, we're a couple of hours past reset right now, and I think this is probably similar in a lot of clans. We're already under 50%, well under 50% in my clan. We've been not even 2 hours in, because there's now this ability to for everyone to get max rewards every day. I'm finding pretty much without fail, I'm fighting the negative affinities every single day. So you need a team that can deal with that, and Doompriest is probably the best champion in the whole game to easily enable you to deal with that clan boss. And let me tell you why. So let's where is she? Let's go into her kit. So she's pretty grim looking, I'd say. Pretty grim. But let's look at her skills then. She has got attacks one enemy. If it's a critical hit, she puts an increased crit rate buff on allies. That's going to boost your damage a bit, but nothing more. You don't really need to book this out. She's not a massively hard hitter. She's attack based, not a massively hard hitter, but I've got some books on her. She's actually very cheap to book. 5 books in total, one of the cheapest champions in the game to book, but you don't need to. This one's kind of nice to book out if you're going to use her for clan boss, because she goes from 4 turn to a 3 turn cooldown, but again, you don't have to. So A2 then places an increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. Depending on the team you're running, that could be quite nice, just to get a bit of a damage boost. Mainly end game though. If you are mid game, I wouldn't even worry about this. I would just build it as an absolute tank that can take hits, because she is all about her passive. She heals all allies by 7.5% of their health, and removes 1 random debuff from them at the start of each turn. That's the important part. Removes 1 random debuff from them at the start of this champion's turn. What does that mean? So let me throw you a... I've basically thrown her into my 1 key team, my 1 key Ultra Nightmare team. I've put her in at 186 speed. This speed would be perfect for Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare, and in this kind of crazy speed team. What you actually want is you always want her to go first. Want her to go first. Once my team settles at stage 9, she goes first every single time. See this? First, 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 first. What she will do at 186 is she will cleanse the stun off of your champion that gets stunned every single time. She will also cleanse things like decreased speed debuffs. She will cleanse things like poisons off you, decrease attacks, all of that stuff. She cleanses that off with her passive at the start of her turn, as well as healing your team by 7.5% of their health. That's not a big enough heal for her to be a sole healer, but actually it's quite a nice top-up heal. So she does bring an aura, which is just for force allies. Don't be confused by this. It's only for force allies that you get an extra 15% speed. So it's kind of like a non-aura really for me. I don't like these ones which are kind of one affinity specific. But it does mean though that she can come into any clan boss, and this will work on any clan boss. How have I got a Master Den? So I've done mine as my kind of standard clan boss setup in my 1 key team. I built her to have high damage. Yeah, so I've gone high crit rate, high crit damage. This is because it's part of an end game build. But if I wasn't playing for the end game here, I would be going similar sort of setup. Defense here. This would become defense and defense. She doesn't have any debuffs to land. You don't have to worry about accuracy on this build. It's straight into the right speed, defensive stats, then damage. Because I can achieve the defensive stats, I go to damage quicker than most. But for you guys, generally, that are watching this video, it'll be defense, defense, defense with some speed, hopefully. And then you'd probably would be going speed here, but I've got the gear to go defense here. You'd probably go speed, defense, defense. Because I was able to do defense on the boots, I'm then able to do crit and crit damage on the gloves. And then I just push for more crit up the top here because I've achieved those crit damage gloves. But again, for you guys, or most people watching this, you'd probably just go purely highest defense as you can do, high HP levels, and you should be good. So I'm going to throw her into my high-end team first. And as I say, we're already on a negative affinity here. And then I'm going to show you just a kind of nightmare run. Where is she? Where is she? And I can show you what she does in other dungeons as well, because she's actually pretty useful elsewhere in the game. So here we go. This is now going to be my setup. So I've got 2 weak people against this clan boss, and actually my debuffers, so it could prove to be pretty nasty for me. And I've got 2 strong people, which are not my debuffers. So my damage level is probably going to be quite low, but you'll see how effective Doompriest is at doing her job. So I've got all of this plugged into the speed calculator, deadwoodjedi.com. Check it out if you don't know about this yet. I've got other videos out there as well. So I follow this setup until turn... I don't actually need to do it till turn 9, but if I want to do it 100%, I'll follow it till turn 9 here. I can actually follow it because of Doompriest. I can follow it literally just until I decide to do the Valkyrie A3 here. This is the turning point for my run. So at that point there, when I do that A3, I can actually hit auto. So at the end of turn 1. So I'm going to follow that now. You can see what I do. We go speed on Michaud. It's really important. And just so you know, my Michaud is running at 254. Valkyrie's at 251. Draco's at 226. Altan's at 208. And then this Doompriest is at 186. So I have to do A1 here for my Valk. I'd get my debuffs going with my Draco. A2 with my Altan. We're going to get increased attack on from my Doompriest here, which is going to boost the damage of a few of my champs. So we get an extra bit of damage coming out there. What am I doing here? A1 again. Get my poisons going. Just want to check actually that my Altan is coming in sync. I might have just pushed my Altan out of sync already. Have I? No, he drops back in. That's cool. So yeah, A1 here. Doompriest, see that passive heal come in there? If she gets a crit herself, she puts crit rate on everyone else. My team are not buffed for crit, so she puts crit rate on one random person. And this is now auto. So we're going to go auto from here. And you'll see that, these debuffs have come on. As soon as she gets her turn, she is going to, this is all counter attacks right now. She will remove debuffs there, all gone. Everyone's going back up to full damage. That's where she's so strong. Now this stun here, see this stun? She will cleanse that off before he gets his turn, so he doesn't miss a turn. And then as soon as we get to turn count 9, actually I think even from now, every single stun from now at 186, she goes first. So it's impossible for anybody to be stunned incorrectly. Because I'm going 2 turns, or I will be going 2 turns for every clan boss turn, we're actually going to be healed to full. I probably don't even need my Michaud to be landing any of this leech, because I think she heals everything we need. From turn 9, she will always go first in my lineup with this speed. Always go first. And that means that there'll never be any debuff on my team at all. If we were just running a simple 1-for-1 comp, which I'll show you after this, she will always go first no matter what, and we will never get things like decreased speed land on our team. So she is literally the best champion in the whole game at cleaning these debuffs off in Clan Boss. And she's the best champion in the whole game for making sure that you can deal with the negative affinity clan boss. So many people ask me, how do you deal with spirit affinity? She's the answer. So here we go, we're up to turn 9. She will now be down first every single time. And that is going to be it. Full auto until the end. Now, I don't one key on negative affinity. I actually drop a ton of damage on negative affinity. Mainly because I don't normally sink back into a 2-for-1 turn, because all of the debuffs throw me out. But if we look here, let's slow it down. Wait till the clan boss has his go. Actually, let's just get through to the clan boss's turn. So we get a counter attack off here. Everyone's going to counter. 1, for Altan. Counter. 1, 1, 1, 1. Everyone's counter-attacked. Now it's my turn. We're going to go first attack, first attack, first attack, first attack, first attack, second, 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 second. So we're on the full 2-1 setup, even on an Affinity clan boss, which means that I should do a ton more damage than I have been doing. Like literally I've gone from 1 key in on Void. When I get an Affinity clan boss, I'm probably doing half the damage. That's how much it drops off. It's dramatic. So let's see what we do. I'm going to push this through to the end of the fight, and I'll show you where we get to. And then I'll show you a kind of lower level build. Right then, so we're at 34 million. This is basically where my normal team, if I've got Norog in this setup, my normal team on an Affinity boss like this will probably fail. Somewhere around this sort of damage, something starts to fall out of sync, whether it's because of things like the decreased accuracies or the decreased speeds. Something goes out of sync with the Affinity bosses. So you can see here now we're still doing 2 for 1 right the way through the team. We have still got plenty of scope to do more damage. So yeah, it feels like, I mean, we're now at turn 29. On my main setup, if I'm going against the Void Affinity, I normally hit around turn 48. So let's see how close we get. It probably won't be up to 48. I don't think I've got enough damage, and it certainly won't be a 1 key because Doompriest doesn't bring the same level of damage as somebody like a Bad L or somebody like a Norog. She's doing 46k. My Norog's doing more like 130k. However, she is making sure those debuffs stay off my team the whole time. We're staying 100% in tune with the speed setup. The only risk really to me having a weak number would be if Altan doesn't land his decreased attack because he's the wrong affinity. You see here weak hits like that, there's a chance that we don't land that decreased attack, which I'm not even sure if that does affect the decreased attack. But anyway, yeah, I think it does. I'm sure it does. Anyway, let's just see where we end up. 41 mil already. Anything over 45 mil, and it's a massive improvement on where I have been with my normal setup, just by bringing this epic in that controls debuffs on your team. And you'll see later in the video how effective that same champ's going to be when we get into some of the dungeons as well. So here we are. Decreased attack's just gone back on. That was the risky part there. But we're actually pretty comfortable. And totally in tune still. Totally in tune. 43 mil. Decreased attack comes on with her counters. Don't worry guys, Doompriest is going to clean that straight off. She goes first every time, as I said. Which means that people like Mashold and people like Draco keep their damage up. Obviously you lose damage if you got your decreased attack on. So that damage stays up. 45 mil now. We're starting to take big hits from the clan boss here. Certainly when he does the slams, that's the kind of danger point. So this is a great run. This is a great run. Actually, I'm quite surprised even myself we've gone on as long as this. This is kind of territory of dramatically improving where I was. So decreased attack's not on. It did go on again. We're getting lucky, guys. That's the challenge. And I guess what I should be doing really is rotating out Altan and putting in someone like a Padma when we need to deal with the affinity change. But I think we're going to hit 50 million pretty comfortably. Coming on now to turn 39. So this is the next big test. Next big slam comes up, turn 39. Obviously the Doompriest is keeping the health bars up, so that kind of passive heal just keeps us topped up all the time. Along with what Mashold's doing as well. So plenty of healing in the team. The shields as well mean that we don't kind of go below that health level quite a bit at the time, but still 50 mil and going. Oh, there goes Draco. Draco's gone down. He's actually in stalwart gear, so I'm surprised he's taken that much of a pound in there, but 51. It's going to make the speed comp now fall apart. So anyone dying, I suppose Draco has negative affinity, so he's going to take bigger hits, more chance to take a crit. And then you see that as soon as you lose one, you lose them all, because the composition fell apart. But still, 52, coming up 53 mil. Yeah, really strong, really strong. So don't sleep on your Doompriest. She is really good for clan boss. Let's move on to other stuff. Okay, well that ended abruptly because we dropped the decrease attack, which was basically because of the affinity. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's move on to a nightmare run. So we're going to use the same Doompriest build, 186 speed. I'm going to pair her with a decrease attack champion. It's going to be Jareg. Jareg and Stalwart gear. I'm hoping that the Doompriest heal will keep him going. Not sure if it's going to be enough. We'll see. But Stalwart's quite nice on a person with Ally Protect. He's got enough accuracy to land the decrease attack debuff. We've got Razin coming in for decreased defense and weaken in lifesteal gear. Above the 170 speed, lots of defense, lots of accuracy to land his debuffs. We've got Skull Crusher coming in as a counter. Don't need the counter here, just wanted to show it. 172 speed, as close to 170 as possible. And then we've got ourselves a Cult Brawler coming in for poisons. So, where's a Cult Brawler? Here. So Cult Brawler, again, enough accuracy to land his debuffs, the right level of speed, and then defensive stats. So that's the team. This will work, as I said, as long as Doompriest is your fastest. If it's Nightmare, she needs to be your fastest but less than 189 speed. If we're talking about Ultra Nightmare, depends how you speed tune in, but you don't want it to be more than 209. So Nightmare, you see here, it's actually not an affinity boss, but if it was, it would run exactly the same as this. So we would run with Jareg as our lead. He's bringing an HP aura. We'd then have a Cult Brawler slapping in some poisons behind that. Yeah, we know what you look like. Thank you. Razin, Doompriest, and then Skull Crusher. So this is the order in which we're going to counterattack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means that we will have decrease attack as our priority debuff, poison then, and then people hitting after that. And you'll see here, right from the start here, we're not doing some sort of crazy speed tune. This is literally just straight 1-for-1 speed tuning. We can go increase attack. We get our poisons going on from our Cult Brawler. We get our decreased defense and weaken on from our Razin. Just an A1 attack here. Get the counter on, and then auto. Now, you definitely could improve the speed tune and everything here and have your Jareg going on a 4 for free. That would dramatically improve my damage. But for this, I'm just kept it very simple. Everyone is 171 to 189. Skull Crusher is the slowest. Doompriest is the fastest. And everyone else is in between. If I did the 4 for free on Jareg, we would have ally protection on for all of the big AoE waves, which would make the run way more successful. But you'll see here, in comes the slam. Stun, it's actually drawn in the wrong place. It doesn't even matter, it's drawn on the wrong place. That's because of Jareg's buffs that were on our Skull Crusher there. Doesn't matter it went on the wrong place because she's going to cleanse it off anyway. Get our counter attacks in. Got these poison debuffs on us right now. I'll tell you what, we get rid of those, shall we? Yep, buy poison debuffs. Away they go. And we're on for a very easy run. So Doompriest makes Clan Boss way easier to manage. That's what I'd say. I'll run this through to the end and then I'll show you what she can do in some dungeons. So we're coming into turn 24. We know that when we get past turn 20, this boss hits hard. My Jareg is starting to take a bit of punishment now. He doesn't have the lifesteal gear on. But every time Doompriest gets a turn, she does give him a bit of a nice heal. So we'll see. We're probably about as far as we're going to go, I guess. Turn 26. Might push a little bit more. So we're already into 2 key. You saw the gear. It was reasonably good. Not crazy, though. Definitely achievable for most people. Not most people, that's wrong. Definitely achievable for a lot of people in this game. We're lucky, actually, that the slam is going elsewhere, because we probably would have lost Jareg there. We do need Jareg to put his decreased attack on. There it is. So 21 mil. We've hit the 2 key now. And still, all this poison. I guess she does cleanse off a Cult Brawler, which is... It's not ideal, but then it's actually not that bad either. You don't really want him doing this A2 and dropping all his buffs off. So it's not the worst thing in the world for her to cleanse that off. You could definitely throw Frozen Banshee in his place or any other poisoner. You could definitely swap Razin out for anyone who's kind of doing the decrease defense, like a Grave Chill. Grave Chill, is it? I think it is. Something like that, or a Marked. But you don't need There we go. So he's gone. 23 mil. Decreased attack is gone, so the run's basically going to fall down at this point. Even though Skull Crusher still puts out some work, doing the unkillable, protecting his team. But what I would say is a heal is not enough to keep your whole team alive. Here we go. Still going. Razin and Occult Brawler doing some work here. See you later. See you later. 25 mil, not bad. So that is her in Clan Boss. Let's show her off now in some dungeons. So basically it's the bosses that we want to be showing. So let me just go through this. Maybe we just swap out this like this. She's actually the negative affinity here, so she's going to take a bit of pain. I do just want to speed up my Stag Knight to make sure he's faster than my Seer. I had a problem with this on a different video. 201. I need him to be quicker than 201. Oh, that's why he's missing stuff. These are particularly quick. That's good. Okay. So she's coming in here. What you'll see is on the actual boss part of the fight, she can just cleanse off all of the bad stuff. All of the bad stuff, so we can get through the waves pretty fast. Use a bunch of extra moves we didn't really need. Obviously, Seer comes in. Seer just demolishes these little wolf things, whatever they are. Get the decreased defense out there. All of this Shriek, which is normally a massive problem for us, Seer can deal with. There it goes. Easily. Onto the boss pretty fast. Now at this stage, let's just see if we can get hit. Normally these two ads actually do quite a lot of work. They throw out like stuff like this. So we've got decreased accuracy. We can get things like decreased defense. See that? She's just cleaned off one layer of all of the debuffs as soon as she's got a turn. Next turn she'll clear off the other one. So it just helps keep your team alive at this boss part of the fight. If the big boss comes in with his big hits and starts putting freezes on us like these two, as soon as she gets a turn, removes all debuffs. Actually, that might have been Morsi and Mage that did that. She would have done the same with her passive. And so it makes the Ice Golem fight very easy. I'm going to spin us on to the next one, which will be Dragon. Actually, it turns out it's going to be really fast anyway, or pretty fast anyway, because in comes the freeze. Actually, we didn't get any freezes on us then at all. Nice little passive heal, just keeps us topping up, topping us up, topping us up. More buffs for Seer to rip off as well, which is pretty nice for this combo. And in terms of support champion, as I said, she is very underrated. Very underrated. She's topped everyone's health up. See you later. One boss in the bin. Let's move on to dragons. Maybe I'll just try and run that same team. Who do I have? Who do I have? 1, 2, and him, and her, was it? Try and run the same team. We don't have poisons in here, so maybe that's a bad idea, but and we've got negative affinity stuff going on. It's probably a bad idea. What you will see though is when these Tyrells start throwing out their decreased defense like that, cleaned it straight off, which is massive for the waves. If you're struggling to get through waves like these, it's actually a huge help to be able to just get rid of those decreased defense debuffs. It will keep you alive a ton longer. Didn't really want to use that there because it means that we're going to struggle with this wave. But we've got so much utility. It's basically a whole team of support champions here and Seer. So decreased defense on everybody. She's going to clean that straight off. Just makes their turns much easier to deal with. So as I say, I've not picked a good team at all for Dragon, but we've still cleaned off the stun, no problems at all. We're still going to do it easily, because of such a good support play. And then when we get to the actual Dragon, okay, we've got no poisons here, so we might not even do it, but we will be able to, every time the stuns come up, every time the poisons come on us, decrease defense, weakens, all that type of stuff, she is going to be in there dealing with it. So here we go, loads of debuffs on us, cleans one layer off there, only left a couple of people with debuffs. Okay, Morsian Mage does the job as well, and we're just going to get through this, even though we've got no actual damage in this team apart from Seer, who's bad at bosses. We're just going to get through it. Clean this off, thank you very much. Keep us topped up on health. So the only way we don't do this is if we get one shot, and it's a good chance we do get one shot against the dragon, unless Seer can get us through these purple patches. I don't think we get through it here, so we're going to get the stuns on us. Are we? Maybe we just get through it. Nope, got stuns on us. She cleansed all of that off. See that? Because it's a passive, she still did it. And again, a couple of debuffs on us. Don't worry about those. Morsian Mage will deal with it that time. Just genuinely strong support player. Really, really strong support play. Now, in Spider, she can do that job, but she's much weaker at it. So if we were to take her into Spider, she will be cleaning off one poison debuff at a time. It's not enough to really make a big difference. She will be healing. I guess we try and... Do we try and show it? I guess we try and show it. She will be healing in between as well. I definitely can't run the same team. Let's see if we can do a decreased defense. I mean, Stagnite still works. Tayrail works a bit better. Let's get Doompriest in there for the heals and the shields. Maybe I even do... No, she's not built. Do this. 1, 2. I've got to be careful because she's going to be a target, actually. I don't really want her to be. Maybe we try and make Razin the target instead. Let's get a bit of speed in there. And someone who's actually going to do some sort of damage and turn meter stuff here. Like this guy if he's built. Don't know if he is actually. Nope. Switch to one of those. Okay, let's see what happens here. It's probably not enough to do this level, I think. So a healing is okay, but it's not strong enough, I think, to deal with all these guys. Let's see. So he is taking the hits. That's kind of what we want. She's just going to keep him topped up. So far, so good. So see now he's taking multiple poisons and multiple hits. Unless he's built to be a tank, she doesn't go quick enough. So can she do stuff here? Yes, she's going to be next. She is built pretty tanky. And again, she's going to get a turn. But not in time to heal herself up. So for me, this is a worse spot. She can do something here, but not enough. Unless you've got someone who's really tanky, and maybe Sepulchre might have been better to tank it up. But for me, it's her worst dungeon. If we take her into... Actually, my Tayrail wasn't built anyway, but that wasn't the reason that we lost it. So if we take her into Fire Knights, she is a good affinity to come in here. So we can actually go back to running a pretty similar team to what we were earlier. She does have an aura for all battles, so there's only 2 of them that will affect, but she can do that here. But she can come in here and cleanse things like the decreased speed from the boss. Obviously, we get through all of that easy enough because of Seer and Morsian Mage combo. This is now the tough level, or the tough part of the fight, because we've got to deal with taking actual hits. So she can just help us get through to this part in terms of keeping us topped up on health. We need a bit of luck on RNG here to get through this shield and drop the turn meter. We do have A1s that help us do that. Need a Heart Seeker here. We're not going to get it. We are going to get decreased speed and decreased defense on, which are helpful. And a bit of damage. But see here, so all of those decreased speeds, she's going to clean those off. Clean those off and just enable us to have a better chance at keeping on side with this guy. That's going to help us a lot more. And then we should be now in a pretty strong position to do most of the damage. We won't do all of it, I don't think. But we've got a decent amount of damage coming out. Heal reduction's on as well, so we should probably have done it now. And all she's going to do here, she's going to be topping up people's health bar. So all in all, guys, look, she's one of those kind of unsung heroes. She doesn't do a ton of damage herself, but she enables your damage dealers to get out there and do their job. And that is almost as strong as being the damage dealer. So there we go. That has been Doompriest. One of the most underrated epics in the whole game. And definitely the answer to removing debuffs off your own team. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you all soon.